Hello everyone, welcome to the ESL One Battlefield 4 Winter 2015 season. I'm Jason Kaplan, joined by Mitch Leslie, also known as Uber, and today we're bringing you cut number 2 of today's games. But before we do that, we should probably talk a little bit about last Cup that happened just a week ago.
Very interesting results we saw in our last Cup. Fnatic got knocked out, should I say, in the semi-final by Elite, as the team was known, 1-3-3-7, a mixed team with David and Safe in there, Epsilon, a team who's actually now disbanded since then. So crazy stuff, but it was a 2-0 win for Elite. And that brought, obviously, Elite straight into the grand final, whereas Epsilon breezed their way through, taking down MNG, Nutters Fungus, and Penta Sports. And they made their way all the way through, and they got that 2-1 victory over Elite, which was a very, very close game.
Now, if you were to actually pick out a game that you probably thought was the most exciting one, which one would you have to say? Because, like you mentioned, you didn't actually get to see the Fnatic 1-3-3-7 game.
No, we didn't. As far as I understand, there was some issues there for Fnatic as well, connection and all that sort of stuff. So we probably won't harp on that one too much. There was plenty of backlash from Twitter about it anyway. Of course, Fnatic, some of them don't like to lose, but that was just the way it went down. I think the most exciting game, honestly, the Penta Sports Epsilon game was good. But the grand final definitely took the cake. It was very, very tight. We did have a couple of overtimes as well throughout the day. I think the first game that we actually jumped into as well, which was Infamous versus Elite, was awesome as well.
All right, wow. A couple of overtimes. We typically didn't see too many within the last few... Well, the last Cups we did for the last season. But that just brings us to today's games, to today's bracket, while we are waiting for the teams to actually fully get underway and actually we'll get into the server, first of all. It's something we might need them to do. Let's look at the brackets for today. As you can see on your screen, we do have... Oh, not that one. We do have Epsilon up against Begenius as our first game of the day. You have Team TK up against Infamous a little bit, or as well in the first bracket. Sorry, first round. Evolution Gamers up against Omega Esports. Eyes on You up against Leisure. Fnatic up against Atlas. Team Rapex up against Revo Esports. Natus Fungus, I'm going to say Natus Vincere, almost guaranteed 1 point tonight, up against No Namers, and MNG up against Penta. And one thing that really kind of stands out to me, Mitch, is the fact I remember last season we had, I think it was Meet Your Makers, just constantly get, not necessarily screwed over, but they had a tough time of where they were in the brackets every single time, always going up against Fnatic. In the semifinals and never having that chance to really break through into a final. I
mean, the way this thing is going to look, if you split it up into half as well, you can see Fnatic probably will have a semi-final berth against Penta Sports, notwithstanding any interesting stuff there. And on the other side of things as well, we expect to see Epsilon, potentially Infamous or Evolution Gamers, Leisure as well, who actually took down Fnatic in the Go for BF4 Cup number 88. Here's another interesting one for you as well. Fnatic have had a bit of a rocky time, but again, our first game, as we brought it up, will be Epsilon and Begenius. Now, poor Begenius, they dropped out in the first round of our last Cup number 1 to Evolution Gamers, and now they had to go up against Epsilon in their first round as well. And this is a team who, you know, generally makes a second, sometimes third round if they're lucky, but they're going to be struggling for points from these first 2 Cups if they can't get out of this first round.
Yeah, we should remind you guys at home exactly how the system does work. You play for points as well as money in each of these Cups, and then it comes into the group stage of the top 12 teams, I'm assuming this time, or this season as well, will be playing for their 6 slots left into the main event coming up later on in this year. So it comes down to that. And of course, we're going to have an Oceanic qualifier and I believe a Americas qualifier. I say Americas loosely because it's typically the Brazilian team that always gets through Dexterity. We'll see if they can do it yet again. But as you can tell, we are still waiting for the teams to actually even do the map veto. No, they have done the map veto finally, so we can tell you what it's going to be. We have Dawnbreaker, Siege of Shanghai, and Zavod. But while we do wait for them to actually get into the server, since not a single one has shown up just yet, we're going to head to a short break. When we come back, we'll be kicking off Epsilon up against Begenius, so don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL One Battlefield 4 Winter 2015 season. We're into Cup 2. We're about to kick off our first game of the night. It's going to be Begenius up against Epsilon. I'm going to go and show our pretty faces really quickly before we do actually cut into game. Once we do have the stream sound off, we can finally fully get into this one on your PC.
That's all right. We'll do that very quickly. Thanks for the cheeky little...
There we go. Didn't know how else to say it, but we're actually going to drop into game because it has kicked off, and we're starting this one with, I believe I saw a sniper class. Yeah,
Life has actually picked up the sniper class. We'll be interested to see what he's going to try and do with this one. Right now, it seems like he's just on a bit of a flank here out towards the side, so I'm going to stay with him for just a bit and see what he can actually achieve with this one here, because we've seen players try and will have very differing levels of success with them. No Fnatic took one every now and then on Gomwood Railway, but it remains to be seen whether that was just a troll or mix it up a bit. For now, Life just seems to be holding that corner.
We should also just break down the teams for you guys at home. On the side of Begenius, we do have Dradix, Life, Timbeer, Donna, and Pepe. Or Peppy, we'll call him. On the side of Epsilon, we have Chico, Hort, Hexus, Hunter, and Mank. And of course, this is the team who did win Cup number 1, so look for them to probably put up some good results here in Cup number 2.
Yeah, we expect no less from them right now. This new Epsilon lineup is looking very, very strong right now. A good mix of some of those young and talented players. Hunter being thrown into mix. Hexus as well back in action now. We see Horek just moving around the outside here and making his way through. Bomb, still not an issue. Hasn't even been picked up yet as both teams look to just gain superior position.
Of course, we typically do see this.
Oh, there it is.
On Dawnbreaker. There's a shot coming in for Life. Does get the first kill. Finally, one on the board for himself. But yeah, again, this is what we see on Dawnbreaker. Just kind of feel out the other team, get some frags on the board, and then once you do get that man advantage, finally pick up that bomb and push it across the map for hopefully that first plant. Remember, this is squad obliteration this time, so we did change things up from the prior seasons. Last season it was squad obliteration as well, and it comes down to these MCOM destructions. Basically, whoever gets the most across 2 halves will have picked up the map victory, and then we go on to the next map after to see who wins that best of 3.
Well, Life is at the moment trying to hit some shots there with the SV88 and having minimal success now as the bomb was just picked up by Hunter. As well, having that sniper class does mean an Epsilon can have more feet on the ground, as it were, and you can see how far before they pushed here with Mayak and Horek going straight for the throat.
Yeah, they need to pick up some cheeky kills here. As you can see, Meg, I mean, he's basically all alone over towards C. He could easily run this bomb over towards this direction. You can see only 3 men alive on the side of Begenius. The bomb looks like it's making its way over towards C finally. And it comes down to, does Hunter feel confident enough to get this bomb in the site and to get this plant down? He has Meg here to help support him. He has to spot out that first man, but unable to connect the shots, unfortunately. Meg has gone down to Donna.
He was just the point guard there, just trying to clean out the rest of Begenius before Hunter winning. But now Hunter's sort of found himself on his own here. Does have some backup, and Epsilon's starting to spawn on him. Bit of an aggressive move now, definitely putting their eggs in the offensive basket. Hex is just trying to dodge left and right here and avoid some of those shots coming in and get up a little bit closer so we can connect with those shorter range, I guess you could say, SMGs that we are often seeing now in Battlefield. Smoke does go up there. Epsilon going to buy themselves a little bit of breathing room here. It's going to be a very, well, almost a very straightforward plant there. As you can see, a lot of Epsilon players are around it, but Hunter did go down in the fray.
You be very careful. There's a lot of men on the side of Epsilon up towards these sites. And looks like Hexus is going to be able to get the bomb down. So here we go. The first MCOM is under attack. Can Begenius get the defuse on the situation and the bomb to be able to pull this one back with only 2 men alive and Epsilon having 3? It's looking like it's going to start going towards Epsilon's way, but the respawns, they will have time to get those through. They will have time to go for a final assault. Epsilon being the team that we've known across every single season might be the team that holds on.
I mean, this is the thing. If Begenius want to make it towards the next round, they have to lift here. They have to show us something special, but Epsilon just seem all over it right now. 18 kills for 9. That's a 2.0 KD ratio for those a little bit slower on the old maths here. The bomb was diffused, though, so we did see Begenius able to shake him out, even after Horek's Goliath attempt to hold in there now, and it is a long walk back towards the middle of the map for that bomb, of course. Dawnbreaker is quite large in scale, and Begenius will hope to set up again. Life, he's dispensed with that sniper class.
Surprised we didn't see anyone on the side of Epsilon go up towards the buildings, or the northern building side of B, where we saw a lot of teams finally come up with these new strategies of putting some men there where they could fully see the actual bomb being defused, as long as they had, you know, the rockets to throw in there. But like I said, map is giant, one of the biggest ones that we do have in the map pool. And he's looking to make his way across this bridge, over across the halfway point of this map, and potentially get this bomb down towards A. But Epsilon not going to let that one go away too easily. It looks like Life has finally switched away from that sniper class, so going finally for the assault. And unfortunately, there'll be another man down as Jika picks up Timbeer. Jika is currently sitting at, what is this?
Getting spots on this map.
4 and 2.
Sorry. Getting spots on this map is really important, actually, because it's long distances and it can be very, very hard to see players up in foliage or behind cover there. Nice little frag from Dradix there on towards Horek. So you've got to make sure your team is sort of spread out and actually spotting those people, otherwise you can sort of be caught unaware. And Jika trying to get over the fence, he does eventually. Let's clean up Pepe in the process now. Epsilon holding a fairly good defense here. Life really hasn't chanced to push across that one now. He's the last man in his squad. He has to be careful. He went quite low there. Shots coming in. He's going to have to get prone now and try and hang on and wait for those respawns to come in. No one's spawning in on him right now, so he does just have to hold on at this point and not get overrun.
He's just trying to cling on to himself, just trying to stay alive. And with all the suppression fire coming through, there's not really going to be able to get respawns on top of him at all. And it looks like it's going to be all by himself and just overrun. That'll be Hunter picking up the kill and the bomb. And with Hexus already pushed up as well, if he can pick up that kill, they could have pushed up towards the A site, but unfortunately he will fall down. The rest of Epsilon just trying to poise for position. And Horek off towards this high ground. He's able to spot a man, but unfortunately not get the kill, just the tag. Not the frag just yet. Timber, though, at 1 and 7. And we did just catch a quick glimpse that Begenius has switched back over to a sniper class again, going for that recon out of life.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if Life can really make it work now on the defensive side. It's less of poking and prodding. He tries to make that shot towards a bridge. He's not going to connect the second one as well, going in the same direction. So Hunter actually not pushing forward. This bomb is just a line of scrimmage being set up here by Epsilon, and they're just going to take their picks and eventually move in once they've managed to soften up Begenius a little bit more.
Well, like you said, this map is huge. So, like, you know, Life, it's very hard to get spots onto a sniper who can just kind of use a small little bit of area to shoot from. And you're seeing, I think, Epsilon have a little bit of a tough time spotting out where exactly he is. Once that first shot goes through, they can generally understand where, or at least what direction he's coming from, but to return the fire back onto him is very difficult if you're up against a very skilled sniper. Ajika, nice kill on the Timber, protecting Hunter. The bomb still slowly making its way through. Will he go towards C? Will he go towards B? It looks like he's going for the former of this two. The nade's going to be raining on top. That'll prevent him from getting the actual plant down, but he's going to stick it. And with all the smokes being laid down, I don't think Begenius can stop this, especially when Donna and now Timber are the only 2 men alive.
Yeah, they got completely slaughtered over on this part of the map, actually, and Life still persisting with that sniper class. Well, he's got 5 kills to his name, but it remains to be seen how many of those were actually scored with the SV88 and not the SMGs or anything like that. So we'll have to see if that's really going to be something that Begenius want to go forward with and keep trying to make it work. The bomb is down, though. That's the news of the moment, as it were. And Tiffy is trying to cross some open ground there, and it is well set up here for Epsilon. Hunter is going to be receiving him. Jika and Hex is adding to their own totals as well, and Life and Donna have to push through this one here, but they are completely outnumbered.
Yeah, smart decision to actually rush them down as well, because even if you do die, knowing there's only 2 men alive, it gives you the information of where they're coming from, so the team, the rest of your team, can just adapt and rotate to where you need to be. Hex is at 11 and 4, as the first MCOM will blow up, and Epsilon now have a 1-0 lead in this first half. Remember, if they can get the second one, all they're going to need is 1 in the next half. But still, Begenius are fighting for the chance to keep themselves alive. Life still back on the sniper. I believe he did just fall. No, he's actually still alive at 5 and 5. He's, funny enough, even on the recon class, he's not doing the worst of his team.
He's doing okay here, and you can see. I also have our Life.
Peek again. Peek again.
He's like, how dare you to peek again. I don't think it's a one-shot kill with the SV80. I'm not 100% sure. I think you do need to finish it off. I've often seen people like Drunk switch to the Magnum to try and get the finish there. We often actually see Epsilon are still set up really forward position here. So this is aggressive play. They're not moving back to sort of set up for that line of scrimmage again. They do just want to sort of run over the top here. And it's worked out because Hunter's been able to go back and get the bomb. Now they're looking to get a plant down as well. It's just sheer weight of frags that are really working out quite nicely here. But Life gets a double with the G18, but Jika responds in kind with his own. And this is going to be forcing Begenius to come across this gap and attack the bomb site. They are moving together. That is something. Will it be enough? That's the question. Pepe trying to make some pot shots across the street there. Begenius going to struggle to get a foothold on this A side, I feel. They're
not really coming from the greatest of directions either. They need to come from these buildings where Make is currently holding. Remember, it's an A plant here, and it's taken away. He has been taken down by the SV out of Life. He's able to secure another kill at 8 and 6, so actually leading his team in kills, funny enough, with the sniper. And let's see, can they pull off the retake here? Hexus is still sitting at 11 and 5, or 13 and 5. Hunter at 7 and 2, and as you can hear, the bomb is already taking away the monkey screaming, and there's nothing Begenius can do about this. This should be a clean 2-0 first half victory for Epsilon.
Yeah, you're right. Fairly straightforward stuff there. I think at the start of the game, especially on Dawnbreaker, you're always going to see things moving a little bit slower as teams set up, try and just get that some sort of advantage on paper to be moving forward with. But even, you know, like a couple of minutes in, we're seeing Epsilon pushing 2-3 players right down sort of the eastern outside of the map, trying to get a good foothold in. They definitely had a plan going forward here. And yeah, all right, Life, picking up the sniper class and trying to do some work with it here, but I'm not really sure exactly how much that really made an impact. Yes, he had more kills than the rest of his team, but that's not exactly a good thing when you're picking up that recon class to try and get some pickoffs.
We got Timber. He had a tough game, 2-14. Don't want to point him out too much, but you have to bring that up. Then you have Jika, who's 16-3. Jika and Hexus combined have more kills than the entire enemy team. That's never a good sign. Even Hunter, who's usually the big fragger for the team, or at least on his older team, at 8-2. So Epsilon's still looking pretty damn strong, showing why they won the first cup. Now Begenius have the chance to fight back. They're going to be swapping sides and be playing out this second half. Remember, this is a best of 3, so you got to win out 2 of the maps out of 3 to advance through into the next round. And there's still a lot of points at stake here. I remember actually last season, we were doing the group stage. We saw a couple teams get through just for participating in every single cup.
Yes.
They went through with like 25 points because of the 5 cups. Yeah,
so purely on virtue of them actually sort of playing in that first round and having a go, they did get a chance towards the qualifiers. And I mean, that's a good sign, honestly, for a lot of teams in that regard. And even we saw Leisure at the finals at Gamescom. It was good to see them there as well. And they did okay, to be honest with you. Definitely some more work to be done. They are a younger squad of players, I guess, so development to be done there. But yeah, absolutely. Every point that you can get here in these cups, can pay off for you. No doubt about it. And, teams like Penta in the last, I think, season, managing to steal a cup away from Fnatic really helped them out as well.
Yeah, back when they're as Maximum Pro, I believe it was.
Yep. And it helps with your seedings as well as you go into the qualifier bracket as well. So the better you do in the interim, the better of a chance you have at making it into that top sort of, I think, 4 teams for the final.
Should be 12 teams from Europe in the groups. And of course, you do have 2, 4, 6 move out from Europe,
6.
1 from Oceanic and 1 from Americas, assuming we're not giving extra slots to anyone else, which I believe we aren't. So, still a lot of work to be done. Still in the second cup, we still have quite a few more to go. And now 10 seconds left on the countdown. We should be kicking off our second half here. We need to see Begenius pick up 2 without letting a single one escape them to take it into overtime. All right, we'll see Epsilon go up 1-0. Here we go. Kicking off the half. Hork not even spawning in just yet. You're going to see the sniper out of life another time. And maybe he can do something a little bit different this time. Maybe he won't be top fragging for his team. Maybe Timbeer will pick up more than 2 kills that he's going to need if Begenius want to win against a team of the caliber of Epsilon.
This is intentional play by Horeki. He wants to spawn in on where the most action is happening. We actually saw at our spring finals, Epsilon do this against Fnatic on Zavod, I think it was, or at least against one of those teams. And I did ask Safe afterwards, I think Mayak at the time it was, why is he not spawning in immediately? He says, well, we want to get the players, in the best spots possible here. So I think at this stage he will just sit out and wait to see where he can jump in and sneak that little advantage, away for Epsilon and then go from there. So at this stage, bit of back and forth here for the most part. Again, nothing out of the ordinary, but Hunter is pushing up fairly aggressively here on the grassy knoll, as I'll call it. He's looking to try and connect here. He has found one. Well, goes for the spot. He could have had a shot there, but instead, I think it was a sniper shot of light that went towards him as well.
Yep, got tagged up there. Didn't get taken down, at least to that initial shot, but he did survive enough. Knife was there actually with a pistol now, just trying to clean up anyone that's left there, but unfortunately, he's just not able to hit the shots or get any kills. And he will at least get another assist here on the board, and maybe even a kill. No, unfortunately, Hexus will shut him down. The bomb is picked up for the side of Begenius. They do have a 2-man advantage. And looks like they're still not really able to push the bomb across the map just yet. Unfortunately, it gets taken down their own side, and this buys Epsilon a lot of time.
Jika playing a really important role here. Epsilon committed a lot to that grassy area, and honestly, it would have been an opening for Begenius to push through, but Jika held on for dear life and managed to stay alive for quite some time, and that's given a chance for the reinforcements to come in. Hunter, namely, on the screen now as well. We'll just be holding this platform here. Better get those paddles out real quick now as he tries to get the fight. No, I think Timber will be just a little bit too good, but Jika does come up at just the right time. It's back and forth here on this little causeway, but it does look like Epsilon have actually managed to sustain through this here, so they hold position now as Begenius continue to throw themselves into this mess.
Throw themselves into the crucible, it seems, as they just keep dying one by one. Problem is they're not able to, beat all up together as 5 for, quite a bit of this game. We do see a little bit of a flank coming in. And a member of Begenius trying to catch out, at least unfortunately, on the 1 man. But will he spot him out?
Epsilon are pushing forward too fast.
Honestly, he hasn't spotted him. And like I said, Epsilon are just pushing too quickly across the map. They do have the bomb. And Hunter going to connect on a Timber through the smoke. Should be seeing the bomb planted any second now onto the outcome of A. And there we go. This could be Epsilon taking that first map lead. And Begenius, they have to play for the retake. They have a lot of work ahead of them. Dawn and Life, the only 2 men alive, as they just keep getting picked off again. And Epsilon half 4. There's a 2-man advantage for Epsilon, and it's looking like it's going to continue that way.
Well, Life just trying to play it like a shooting gallery right now, but he has to get up and close and personal with Epsilon. You've got to shake him out there, but Timpier, with a good start there, gets the double. But Horek will respond in kind, and Life still unable to really propel himself into the action here. Hunter is more than happy to stay in these trenches and pop up whatever he has to, just like that. Donna goes down. He'll put his head back down. The sniper shot coming in towards him here. Begenius persisting with that recon class, and hard to see it breaking too much ground right now anyway. But Epsilon huddled together under the smoke here. This should be an MCOM detonation. They should be able to get it done fairly easily, I think. And well, we made a mistake last half. I don't know if that's it. It's 3 MCOM detonations to none so far, and that should be the game. We had an awkward moment, I think, where it continued last time, but...
Yep, that will be it. That will be the first map victory for Epsilon. That means it's going to go over to Siege Shanghai, which was Epsilon's choice, funny enough, and we'll see exactly how well they're going to do on this map. Siege Shanghai, actually I was thinking before we do jump into the map, because we were talking about this actually a couple of weeks ago, about the spawning system of games like this, and we were talking about how you have a time-based spawn where, say, player A dies at this point.
Yep.
Well, 15 seconds later, he's going to be able to respawn back in. Player B dies 5 seconds after the first person. Well, it doesn't matter. He has 15 seconds to wait. Or the other option of the squad wave spawns, where everyone spawns together, say, every 30 seconds. That inherently goes throughout the entire game. So if you die in the first second of that 30 seconds or the last second, you'll still spawn in together at that 30-second marker. So I don't know. I think that one big problem is that teams who are inexperienced or aren't too really are keen or aware of this is that when they die, they have to wait for the extra man to come back up, and you don't want to be in that process of you dying right when your teammate's spawning back in, because then you could be down a man yet again, and the rounds can be really, really snowballing.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, if you get wiped at the start of that spawn wave, as it were, your whole team, and it's like 30 seconds where absolutely no one is going to be there. I don't know. Could be a little bit awkward there. But, I mean, you do raise a point. It's interesting to see how that mechanic sort of works in the battlefield as well. See, especially when you can actually reinforce a certain position on the map by spawning in on your teammates as well. Very interesting.
It does add a different aspect to it. I didn't actually take that into account when talking about that, but that does that definitely. And with the changes they did not too long ago, well, actually it was quite a long time ago, with the whole spawning system on top of people. If you're under suppression fire, you can't do that anymore. Same with healing over time, you can't really do that. So it definitely makes things a little bit more difficult. But you're seeing the teams who have been in the top of the Battlefield scene across every single season, still retain their kingdom over everyone, because they just know how to adapt quick enough. I remember Smokes was like something we never saw except out of Fnatic and Maximum Pro in the first season or last season, and then finally teams caught him like, oh, Smokes are actually really good. Maybe we should use these. And then it transitioned into let's everyone have rocket launchers.
Or like everyone's using IR sites to try and see through Smokes, and they got banned as well. So and the rockets to sort of lay down on the bomb sites. We saw tons of that last week. The laws being very popular.
Law being laid down. And looks like we're about to get underway with our Siege of Shanghai map. Let's actually check who's on what side. Begenius is going to be on the blue side, it seems, unless we do get a restart through. And it should be Epsilon on the red.
Yes, indeed. That was a very quick first map there. Of course, very much quicker than we're maybe used to seeing. Begenius struggling. There's no doubt about it here. They are struggling to find their footing against a team like Epsilon.
I think this is something we can say that we expected. We don't really expect Epsilon to really lose, at least in the early stages of the bracket, unless they catch a team like Fnatic or 1337 who have been performing well, or even Penta. But I think this is a good chance for Begenius to really show us that they do have what it takes to compete at the high level. Remember, it's not just like the whole factor of can they win a cup, it's can they consistently do well throughout the entire season, and then when the time comes to actually performing at the group stage, can they pick up the victory they need to get through into the offline finals.
Well, I mean, Epsilon have started very, very well with this new lineup. They seem aggressive as well. And we see a lot of teams, after getting the MCOM detonation, they might sort of regroup or back up and start in the middle again. But honestly, we're not seeing that at all from Epsilon. We're seeing them play really aggressively over and around the bomb site after the MCOM is detonated. And they're just sending one player back to pick it up, and they're just continuing this relentless push. So, aggression paying out really well for them right now. We'll have to see if, Begenius can come up with a response, come up with some sort of answer. I don't necessarily think the recon class is maybe an appropriate answer to that one here. We do see Life actually going to be starting out here with the medic class. We have seen recon class on this map, often sniping down this sort of central street, but it's always been very much a mixed bag, and you never really know what you're going to be able to sort of produce from that one here. So we're going to roll out with GK to start things off. He'll be looking towards a cross, and bam, everyone's spamming their Q keys. They do have those spots. on Begenius now as they do crossover. Donna's going to stay and hold this corner now. Important position if you want to get some early kills and gain position on your opponents here. But he's going to get taken down fairly straightforward now by Mayak. And the push is on. Horik is the spear. Well, the tip of the spear, at least in this case now, as he's just... This area obviously is always quite heavily contested now. It's quite close quarters. There is a bomb site very, very close by. Epsilon want to defend that one as closely as they possibly can. But here's Mayak working from the outside, using smoke to, I guess, obscure his advance every step of the way. He wants to get on in towards Donna here. Donna has no idea how close his opponent might be right now. But for the moment, smoke will keep him safe as much as it will keep Mayak hidden.
All right, well, Donna, unfortunately, he will go down here. And that is, again, another 2-man advantage for Epsilon. This is not the type of map that you can afford to have, and it's going to be Epsilon playing, I guess, on the technically harder side of this map as well. Blue side spawning with the MCOM versus the red side. Again, a lot of these smokes just trying to facilitate the crossing over in towards enemy territory.
Whoa.
And man from above, it's going to be Donna, I believe that was. But fortunately, he will be... No, he's actually not taken down. He's still alive. And Epsilon, they have fallen with quite a few men here and continuing to go this route as life. Able to pick up another kill. He's at 3 and 2. He's not using the sniper this time. And it looks like finally Begenius have been able to put up more of a defense than they did prior.
Epsilon can continue to spawn in on this now, but they might just be a bit careful about it here. Okay, Hunter, no one's spawning in on him. He's going to back up over towards that site, and they're going to maybe set up for something a little bit different here. No point butting your head against a brick wall if you're not making any progress. So Epsilon now, maybe a change of tact here as the bomb is in the hands of Donna right now. He's pushed into that central area and heading for the C side. Begenius now showing a little bit of aggression of their own, but will they be able to break through as Hex is now looking towards that middle street, just pokes his head out of the container. We'll be able to get the kill on towards Dradix, and then Hexes again on towards Peppy. It's a nice little team up here, and Begenius are getting cut down as Timbeer just goes for the safety of that container, but Hunter is not going to let him hang around there for long at all. And that bomb in the hands now again of Epsilon.
Yeah, they have to choose where they fight really wisely too, because you don't want to be on that respawn timer if the enemy team's crossing such a crucial and vital choke point of the map. Luckily they're able to still hold them back. Epsilon haven't committed for the push just yet. And Life is just trying to stall for as much time as he possibly can as the rest of the team has finally spawned back through. But he's not really connecting the shots. He's staying alive, most importantly. But he's not really thwarting Epsilon too much. But it looks like finally Make has fallen. Timbeer. Yeah, now let it go in that elevator, man.
Took a wrong turn at Albuquerque, I think.
What's that?
He took a wrong turn at Albuquerque, and he ended up in the elevator.
Do you actually know where Albuquerque is?
Approximately. It's actually a Bugs Bunny quote. There you go. That's
no, I mean in the U.S. Do you know where Albuquerque is?
Yeah, approximately I do.
Where?
New Mexico.
Not bad. Not bad.
There you go.
Not bad. All right, so he definitely took a wrong turn there, but he's gotten back. And unfortunately, this line of scrimmage that's now being shown has not been broken by either team. Epsilon still finally get the bomb advantage. They have the man advantage. And they're looking to slowly make their way through over towards B. Remember, they're already up 1-0. This is the first half of our second map, and those smokes being placed perfectly. He's able to get himself into the site, but will he be able to survive the nades? Everything should be raining in momentarily, but he has gotten the bomb down. The MCOM is under attack, and Begenius again are forced to play for the retake.
And we just see Life going to be picking up that engineer class now, trying to send some rockets in their direction. But it's a good plan here as Jika actually managed to keep himself alive. And most of Epsilon are set up here. This is all they have to do. 2 kills coming out. Peppy and Donna hit the deck and only 2 left. Now Dradix and Life have to make something of this opportunity now. What can they do? Not a heck of a lot there as Life just goes jumping over the ledge. And he's cut down on his way. Timbeer is the last man in the squad. This is very bad news, of course. They're all spawning right out towards the back. Yeah. I don't even know if they're going to go for this one.
Yeah, they're giving this one up. I think they realize that there's no way we can get B. Let's just push up behind them where they came from in their territory and go for the bomb pickup and have the positional advantage against them. So a smart move by Timber to actually do just that. And that will be a 1-0 lead so far for Epsilon, but hey, he's doing pretty much the same here, just looking for any stragglers to push through. And I think the one man off to his right, who's actually challenging him on the Begenius side, knows exactly where he is.
He's below him, though. He's on a lower level, I think. He's not quite sure. Yeah, I might be able to catch Mike here. Neither player knows where each other are there. Mike's been spotted here, and he should be gunned down in a moment. Yeah, he's dead man.
The worst is if you whiff those, especially when we're watching as casters. Those are moments you never live down. But Epsilon, with Make alone, able to flank, pick up quite a few kills. You can see Donna now being put off, not exactly knowing where to look. Does get the kill on a Hunter. And the bomb is still sitting actually right next to them. So they do have the opportunity to easily get towards C. The question comes, can they get the attack they want? Can they get through the directions they need to? And Timbeer, smoke little bit questionable, but it works out well for him. He gets the kill on Horek.
Yeah, flanking is very, very important, especially on this map when you can get around your opponent so easily in this central area. You're always using those levels as well, coming up stairways and trying to get up behind like we saw happen to Mayak, I think, earlier on. But this bomb site is not ostensibly hard to attack here. Begenius have to just get a bit of a wipe scenario. They have to frag. That's the core element here. And then they can push up, but they've just been stopped every single time here, and Epsilon have been doggedly defending this site to great effect. That Timber drops down again. Mayak will go down now, as Peppy was poking his head out that door. But he's running out of teammates as well. You gotta understand, he's going a little bit low now, down towards half health, and Begenius are trying to move up now. You can see Life sitting well back here. Doesn't have a sniper in hand here, so I don't really know what the plan is. Just to maybe spot out some flanks, because if Epsilon get a good flank, they'll push on towards that one there. A chance for Jika on the bomb, but he was cut down again. The bomb in hand, on the ground actually.
Yeah, unfortunately, neither team really able to create the opportunity that they want. Create that opportunity that they're going to need to get a successful plant down. And Epsilon, they're already up 1-0 so far in this half. Peppy is just more than happy to sit in this position as he gets some spawns in, but unfortunately has been taken down, and Epsilon, all he needs is just a couple of kills. Just 1 or 2 nice kills. Allows him to finally push across the map towards that southeast side, maybe where Dradix is waiting. And if they can pick up a kill onto him, which they're already barreling down his position, then that should open up a plant.
This is not overly inspired play coming out from Begenius here. They get the bomb up to halfway, and that's about it. They're not able to push forward. They're not able to get the 1v1s here. And Epsilon always confident now, coming forward now, pushing around the outside edge. Hunter takes some damage. He knows there is an enemy in his vicinity, and he will get the assist, Horek, to get that kill. Coming through this way will clear out the enemy's sort of back defenders before you make your way towards a platform. It's not a bad way to go about it at all, especially if you're moving in numbers. But Horek wants to go for A as well. Doesn't want to bother about C. So they've gotten in towards the back. Dradix takes down Hunter. Now they are back-to-back in this building. Their last stand, at least in this half now, as Peppy just gets his head down, trying to avoid that fire coming towards him. Life as well will drop.
Oh, now it's just Timber all alone in a 1-on-5. He's completely behind the enemy team. He's going to have to just put on his running boots and get there as quick as he possibly can, because there's going to be 5 men there on the side of Epsilon to stop him. They have to get kills, they have to get the defuse through, and there's not a lot of time to work with, and there's still a man sitting tucked in on site as well. Smokes will come through. It's going to be actually a good smoke for Epsilon. They can work around that really well, and Timber will follow. The bomb is taken away, and it looks like Epsilon might be able to pull off a 2-0 first half as well. Yeah,
this is very, very good start for Epsilon here. We expect no less. This is their map pick as well, and they seem to be very comfortable on it. At this rate, we won't even be heading to Zavod here. It doesn't look like Begenius are really able to bring the gumption they need to stick on this one. And now 2 bomb plants within fairly close to each other as well. Epsilon, all they do, hold their ground, do what they have to do, get the kills. Hunter living up to his name there, and then they can push forward and get those MCOMs blown to smithereens.
14-3, not bad at all. We saw Jika doing pretty much the same just before. Hax is putting up some decent numbers as well. Actually, the entire team. I mean, that's a bunch of aim stars, I have to say, on the side of Epsilon. There's not one bad aimer, currently on them. I'm not trying to talk smack about Safe, but he necessarily wasn't like the best aimer on the team, but he was a great strat caller. So maybe now.
Same with David as well. That was their roles, and they had Duke, had Mayak, Horek, and they just go, all right, guys, go kill people.
Yeah. And now you have a team of 5 who do that. It's really dangerous. I think we're seeing why they're the team who ended up picking up the victory in the first cup. I really want to see actually 1-3-3-7 because of them beating Fnatic.
Disbanded.
Oh, they disbanded already
after 1 week.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's...
Don't know why. Well, I do know why. I guess I saw it on Twitter. They posted about it, but they are already done, which is just very strange, really. I don't know. Maybe the game against Epsilon. Maybe David and Safe are just done. I mean, they've always been talking about retiring fairly soon. Drinking cocktails in the pool, saying, is this what retirement tastes like? Well, no. I mean, retirement from video games, I'm not really sure. Like, how young are you, bro? Like, let's be real. But, yeah, I mean, they could be done. I don't really know. I haven't spoken to either of them since that happened, or I can really go on as what Twitter says. Maybe people in the chat know as well. We're not into airing teams' dirty laundry, by the way. It's definitely something interesting, though, that we have to wonder about, because those 2 players especially have been very much a mainstay of the Battlefield scene for quite some time.
They've been there since the beginning.
Yep.
Both of them Safe back with Mutual Makers back in the first season. And then, of course, David with Epsilon the entire time. Mm-hmm. So, either way, I mean, we've seen actually a lot of retirement from Battlefield from a lot of players. Not like, they're not the only ones necessarily. But there's still, it leaves room for new blood to come into the game. Teams like Dexterity, who we didn't really hear about until like 2 seasons ago when they finally showed up and almost actually beat Fnatic, even almost doing that last season. in the finals here in Cologne during Gamescom. So a lot of people up and coming still.
I mean, getting to speak to Daniel Mitre at Gamescom as well about upcoming stuff for multiplayer seems quite good, actually, to be honest. There's obviously a map in development that's designed specifically with pro teams in mind and the competitive sort of play, and night ups as well, which should be a little bit fun and add some flavour to the game. So my assessment, I guess, is that we'll still be seeing Battlefield and an esports perspective happening, but may not be the same faces.
All right, well, here we go. Kicking off our second half here of our second map between Begenius and Epsilon. Epsilon can pick up just one MCOM in this half. They will have secured a victory and will move on into the next round. We do have Team TK up against Infamous in their side of the bracket. So playing against the winner of that match. Don't think we have a result just yet, unfortunately. But here we go. Begenius, they have a lot of work cut out for them. They have a lot of work to do.
Smoke, man.
And these smokes just being placed by Epsilon time and time again are flawless.
Look at the setup behind it. They've got 3 players, there's 4 players that can sort of push up through that one. Now, Dranic's doing well, does get the kill on towards GK, but still Epsilon able to push. Look how far they pushed up just through that smoke. They placed it so well, and they're already in, deep within enemy territory here. And look at where the Begenius players are. They're way out of position.
Wow. Ran straight past him and are going for the plant already. Peppy, it's up to him to potentially stop this plant from going down, but there we go. This is all they need to pick up this victory. Meg, he will fall, unfortunately, but he did get a kill assist in there, and now Epsilon have all the time in the world to actually work for these respawns to get him in towards these back lines, and now Begenius again be forced to go on the attack to get this diffused through. I hate to say it, but I think this might be it. I think Epsilon might have just pull off this victory really easily.
Perhaps. I'm not really sure here. I mean, they've done the hard part. They've got themselves into this situation. Now they just have to hold on here. And you can see the trading actually hasn't been that effective in towards this site for Epsilon here. They've been going down. They've been losing some of these 1v1 scenarios. And Begenius have been able to move up. But they still have to execute. They still have to get that defuse there. And there's always someone from Epsilon there. Hunter will be sitting on the side. He's the last man in the squad. What can he do? Life will take him down. And that should be, yes it will be, the defuse.
Cutting down to the wire here for them. They will finally diffuse through. We've seen multiple times where people did fall off the diffuse for some reason. But able to get it. So that was way too close for comfort.
Very.
And now they have to push the bomb back across the map yet again here. They've only been able to get across halfway. The smoke's being laid down another time. They know where Timbeer is already heading with the bomb. They know he's over tucked in towards C. Again, they penetrate the defenses of Begenius and pull off another quick plant.
See the canted iron sights on that gun. That's what I thought was a bit strange. Oh, we see Horek now pushing through after taking down Peppy. And have a look at this. It's just Timbeer left now. The bomb is held by Timbeer. So Epsilon know where the last player is. It's a super dangerous situation to be in now. You can see
he's running way out the back.
Can't blame him.
Oh, dear Lord. Oh, the bomb has respawned back in. But with Epsilon already pushed up, already having control of these buildings, what are you going to do against that? You have to, take those buildings back and then still potentially pick up the bomb, move it across the map again. It's so damn difficult to do. And with Begenius not able to keep all 5 men alive, I don't think they can do it. Bomb has been picked up for Epsilon yet again. It's going to be planted towards C, and look at this. No one at Begenius even close to going for this defuse.
Yeah, I mean, they went deep to start with for like a very interesting sort of strat, straight into the territory of Begenius, but now they're happy enough to put it at C. They pushed up far enough that they can keep Begenius out of this one here. And you can see Begenius trying to be cute around this little that little slope there around the outside road, but they're not getting themselves any closer in towards this bomb. Now they're filtering through at least this complex here. Donna will be going straight towards that window. And he does jump straight on through, but he will be met instantly by Hunter. Epsilon have all the players in the right places now. All they need to do is be better one-to-one, which they have been all game, and they will have secured this victory already.
Yep, there we go. The bomb is taken away. Only Drax the last man alive, and he's nowhere near the bomb. And Epsilon have done it. They've won 2-0, and they will move through into the next round of games coming up a little bit later on today. We actually don't have any results. I'm looking at my screen currently. We're going to show you as well so you can see what we're looking at. And just hop you into that if I can hit the right button. It's been a long time since I produced. There we go. You're going to see Epsilon taking the victory over Begenius in the top half of the bracket. They'll be playing against the winner of Team TK up against Infamous. From what I heard from the admins, Eyes on You did forfeit. So Leisure moved through as well. They're playing against the winner of Evolution Gamers and Omega Esports. And I'm not sure what game we're actually going to be going to next, but one thing I can tell you that we're going to be doing is we're going to be heading to a short break because we still have to wait for this other games to finish to figure out what we're going to do.
Yeah, hopefully not too short, but we can only really come back when the next game is ready. So hang in there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll try and keep you up to date now. But we'll be back after a short break, ladies and gentlemen, so don't go too far.